All right. All right. Well, I all I did earlier was I went through the PowerPoint slides for I went to resources and I went to PowerPoint slides and I downloaded chapter 6 and I went through the PowerPoint. I went through the PowerPoint slides for chapter 6. I thought. Um, what's that? Yeah, no, he told me I wasn't sharing it earlier. Sorry. All right. All right. This chapter 6 talks about methods and ways of passing parameters into methods and passing parameters back out again. And it talks about the header. I'll have to cover this more next time. I'm sorry about not not sharing my screen earlier. Let's. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the midterm, just to make sure we're on the right track for the midterm. And if we look at assignments, it's going to be in assignments. It's this one right here. And so I want you to create a program that that can read a text file previously created, and that's this. Do we have this? Does this work? Let's see. Double click on this. Okay, this reads a text file that was previously created. A list box that displays the current list of friends. Let me just see if this thing works. I'm going to turn it on. And read friends. It's down in this one. It's probably down in bin. Debug. It's not. I guess it was in. I think I had it in documents, which is gone now. So forget that. The ability to write a text file. Okay, so that works. Let me type in some friends here. Abby, John, George, Nathan, and we can save them. And I'm going to save them down in my thaw space. And I'm going to save them inside here, right here. I'll save them. I'm going to call it saved friends. Sure, I want to save them. Yes, I do. All right. And so now when we go down in there, let's go down into friends, and here it is. And we can open this up using Notepad++, and here we see the names. I don't know why there's a extra one there. All right, so so that part works, and if we look at that code, I obviously generated this program in a previous video, so you can go look at that. Add a friend to the list box. We saw that. Select and delete. Oh, we haven't figured out how to select and delete a friend from the list box. And ability to sort the contents of the list box. Okay, so those are two things you still need to know how to do. Let me. I'm going to exit this now, and I'm going to start this back up again. And I'm going to see if the reading friends works. Okay, here it is. Open that up, and yeah, here it is. It works. All right, so selected item. Oh, okay, that's because I clicked on it. It's because I had. All right. So uh, to sort, you can watch the video and see how I use temporary text boxes or temporary list boxes to uh, um, to first I take everything from the list box up here, put it down into the first temporary list box, and then I use the first temporary list box and the second temporary list box back and forth to to uh, uh, to pick out names, the smallest name in the list each time, and store that away and go back and forth until I've completed the process, and in the end I end up with a sorted list. What I'm going to try to do now, and I'm going to try to do this on the fly, is do the select and delete a friend from the list box. And I'm only going to use what I know now, and I'm going to use a temporary list box, which I'm going to hide. So let's see. Let me pop open Toolbox here. And I'm going to use a temporary list box. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a temporary list box here, right here. And I'm going to name it LST temp 1 for the name. And I'm going to, now I'm deleting a friend, right? So I need to, let me, name this. I'm going to move all this stuff over here. All right, I'm going to name this button here BTN delete, and I'm going to have it say delete friend. All right, so I've got a button here called delete friend, and I'm going to double click on it. And the way I'm going to do it is there should be a selected index. Okay, so I'm going to do int selected friend equals lst friends list dot selected index. Okay, so that's the index of the friend that I want to delete. And then I'm going to loop through the friends and copy. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of the friends. I'm going to copy all the friends from here down into here, except the one I've selected. Okay, except the one I've selected. So to do that, I'm going to do for int I equals 0. I is less than lst friends list dot count. Count. Items count. Items count. Oops. Count. Set up No, it's just a property. Okay. I plus plus. If ls, if I is not equal to selected friend, then lst temp one dot items dot add I need to say something else first. I need to say, oh no, it'll be selected already, won't it? No. Oh, I need to go, oh, this should work. Oh. Okay, never mind. Okay, selected friend. That's okay. So if lst friends list dot selected index equals I, because I need to point to it, and then I need to say this is going to be lst friends list dot selected item. So string. I better make sure that I clear out lst temp dot items clear. Okay, so first I got to make sure I clear it out. I grab out the selected one, and then I start moving them over, all but the, all right, I'm just going to test, I'm just going to see what this looks like. So click start, and I'm going to read up some friends, and I'm going to say Mary, Chris. And then I'm going to select George. Let me close this. I'm going to delete this, because this never worked. And I'm going to go over to click on this, click on the event handlers, and I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of this. And now we should not have anything there. Okay, great. Let me try this again. Okay, so I'm going to read up some friends, and I'm going to click on John, and I'm going to click delete friend, and everything but John is there. See that? So I'm going to add Mary, I'm going to add Chris, I'm going to add Nate, I don't know, somebody else, Bart. And then I'm going to click on George, and I'm going to click delete friend, and everybody but George is there, okay? Great. So now I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to say lst friends list dot items dot clear, and then I'm going to go for int I equals 0, comma, or semicolon, I is less than lst temp 1 dot items dot count, semicolon, I plus plus, close, and then I'm going to say lst temp 1 dot selected index equals I, and then I'm going to go lst friends list dot items dot add lst temp 1 dot selected item dot toString. Okay, so basically all I'm doing is I'm copying them back over. I'm gonna do a breakpoint right here. The way I do which is part of the chapter 6, which I should have covered, but I just got to do right over here. I'm going to do a click. No, it doesn't work, does it? How do I set a breakpoint? Oh, here. There we go. Now there's a breakpoint there. And so now when I run this, let me see what happens when I run it. Okay, read friends, save friends. And I'm going to click on George, and I'm going to click on delete friend. I can't see my, where's my, here it is. Oh, it didn't fill up, did it? Ugh. Let me go back here. Let me go back here. I need to continue. There it is. Filled up there, and then I can continue again. Where's the, oops. I'll have to show you that next time. So forget that. Let me get rid of this. Okay. All right, so let me just run this. And if I read friends, and if I delete George, delete friend, and now George is deleted. See that? Let me do that in slow motion. I'm gonna put a message box here. I like message box better than breakpoints. I mean, you know, we never had breakpoints back when I started programming. Message boxes are just as good, I think. Show break. Read friends. Read these friends up here. And so let's select John, and let's say delete friend, and we see that John, everybody but John is copied over here. And then once I click OK, this is going to be cleared out, and this is going to be copied back over there. So effectively, John is deleted. See that? And to finish this, I'm going to do this first. Message box. Here. Selected index. Message box. Show are you sure you want to delete oh no, I got to do cancel, don't I? I have to be able to cancel out of this in case I don't want to delete. And so to remember how to do that, let me go up here and go C#, message box, cancel, cancel. Handling message box with cancel, no, so I got to do this. So I'm going to say dialog dr message box show. Are you sure you want to? Are you sure you want to delete plus LST friends dot selected item to string plus quote. This just looks bad, doesn't it? Let me and then message yes, no, cancel. Yes, no. Yes, cancel. This will work. Just not. This is the delete name. And message box yes, no, and if it's yes, you do it. Otherwise, you don't. So I don't need to do, you don't, but I need to put all this stuff inside here. Okay, I'll wait here to let you guys see what I have. And somebody was going to remind me to put this up to 150. I can't remember who that was, but all right. So Okay, so this is my delete button. I double click on my delete button. Let me go over here. Remember, there's something in here. We selected something here. I double click on my delete button, and this is what comes. First, I'm going to grab out the index of what was selected, and then I'm just going to figure out what the actual name was, and you can just do it this way, selected item, and convert it to a string. And then I'm at this dialog box. Are you sure you want to delete Joe Blow? Question mark. And then this is the title. It goes up at the top. Say question. Please confirm. How about that? And then I want the message boxes to say yes, no. And so dialog result, this dialog result. If dialog result is returned a yes, then I'm going to do all this stuff where I'm going to clear out my temporary list box, and then I'm going to loop through all of the items in my friends list, and I'm going to copy over every friend except for the one I've selected. That gets copied over to the temporary list box. And then this displays out, this pauses, I'm not going to take out that pause. And then, so basically in my temporary list box now, I've got all the names except for the one I want to delete. Okay, so I've got the final set, and then I'm going to copy that final set back up into the original list box again. And it's going to happen all so fast that you're not going to be able to tell. You're not going to be able to tell. You're not going to be able to tell that anything happened. So let me just run this and see what happens. So let's read some friends up here, and let me add Fred and Mary. So now let's delete Nathan. So I click on delete friend. Are you sure you want to delete Nathan? Yes. And boom, boom, Nathan's deleted. This is my temporary list box. I don't really need to show that. So what I'm going to do now is go over here, and I'm going to click on this temporary list box, go back to my properties here, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and say visible changed. How do I just want to make this thing invisible? Oh, visible, false. So now we won't even see it. So let's try it. So you don't even see it. Read some friends. Just delete George. Are you sure you want to delete George? Yes. George deleted. John, delete friend. No, I don't want to delete him. Didn't delete him. Let's read the friends back up again, and it should double it up. Look at that, it doubles it up.
To reset the list, like for your meet friends?
Yes, it would be cleaner. Would definitely be cleaner. So, oops. Let me go here. LST friends list dot items dot clear. Read friends. Okay, Joe. read friends again. Ah, I should, I'm gonna do this to make sure that it's okay. Put it right here. So if I read friends again, it's not gonna clear them yet because I might cancel. I don't want to do it. Do it again here and I say open, then there it does. There's it. Delete friend, yes. Okay. All right, so that takes care of deleting. Okay, you should be able to take care of all this stuff. All right, so all you have to do now is you got this part here, the deleting part, and we're using this temporary list box here to do the delete by copying over, and we only copy over what we want to keep, and then we delete out the original list and copy it back up in there and make it invisible. And so now all you got to do is watch this video and see how to actually do the same sort of process, but really what you're doing is you're using a second temporary list box right here to sort to use it as temporary sorting, because you're gonna start by you're going to start by copying everything down into here, and then you're actually going to have you're going to have this one, and you're going to have another one, which is this temporary list box number 2. I'm going to call this one LST temp list temp 2. And then you're going to have another one, which is the result LST result. And result is going to store the smallest name as you copy these things back and forth. So you'll copy a bunch of names from here down to here. So they're all down there. And then you take a pass through, you find the smallest one, you take the smallest one, you put it over here, and all the rest of them that are not the smallest one, you copy them over here. So you go down one by one, and if it's the smallest one, it goes here, otherwise it goes here. So when you're done with the first pass, you've got the smallest one here and all the rest of them here. So then you copy them back over here, and then you do the same thing again, copying the smallest one over here and the rest of them over here, and then you copy them back over. And each time this list gets bigger, each time you're adding the smallest one from the previous pass, and then when you're all done, when there's no more over here, no more over here, and they're all over here, they're all going to be over here in order. Then the last thing you do is you clear this out and you copy this back up into there. And then it's as though you've sorted it. It's almost the same as what I show you here, except for what I show you here, this thing stays. Done it twice. Get rid of it. This one. right?
Here, the video,
Yes.
you talk about your sorting by size, but if there's items that are the same size,
It's okay. They'll be they're both copied. Once it becomes the smallest one, they're both copied over. Yeah, yeah, you'll see that. In fact, there's an example in here of that. Aloha. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can sort the items in a list. Temp 1. If it's the lowest name, class, done, we see how it works. This will be the index of that in the temporary list box. Regular list box, the remaining names added to the George, Ringo, and let's add George again. And let's try to sort this and see what it does. So the first name is George. That's the lowest one. And look, there's two of them. Okay, and both Georges get copied over. And what's left is John, Paul, and Ringo. And the new low is John. So let's click OK, and then John gets copied over. And what's left is Paul and Ringo. And then Paul is the lowest one, so let's click OK. And Paul gets copied over. And then all that's left is Ringo. That's the lowest one, obviously. We click OK, and then we're done. Okay, so we see that with John, Paul, George, Ringo, and George, the sorted names would be George, George, John, Paul, and Ringo in alphabetical order. Okay, so great. Actually, let's see what we run this quickly. Let's get rid of this message box.
Let's see all the code.
Now here in this loop,
on this, so it looks better.
We're going to go through each name in the first list box.
The way YouTube
and if that name
kind of
is equal to the lowest name,
and also
it's going to get copied up into the result list box.
Like over here on the right.
Sort.
You can see all the code there too.
All right. Let's.
So there's a couple places where you get to actually see all the code.
How it works. Second temporary list box, and then we're going to copy them back over again. And each time there should be at least one less name in the copied back over into the first list box, the first temporary list box, until finally there are no more.
All right, so if you have more questions, you can ask me on Thursday, and you should be able to get that all working. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this video. I'll cut out the first crap when I wasn't showing your screen. So anyway, so are there any questions? Oh yeah, sure. Okay, I'll do that right now. Let me go back to sharing. Okay, so so let's say oh, I accidentally double clicked on that and I got some crap there. Oh, darn it. Shoot. See, so I don't want these there, right? So these are like event handlers, but there's no event to handle. So we cannot just delete this. Why? Because if you go over here and you go over to the properties and you click on events, okay, not property, these are properties, but if you click on the little lightning rod, it's events, you'll see it's listed here. See, so select index change. It's this one. We're on LST result, which is this one. And so this is the event handler, this LST result underscore selected index changed. That's precisely the one that we want to delete. Now, where we delete it is we delete it over here. We just delete it here. So click on it, and hit the delete a bunch of times and backspace a bunch of times till there's nothing there, then hit enter, and you go back over here, and you notice it's gone. So here's another one, temp 1, selected index. That would be this one, temp 1. So click once on that, and make sure you're in events. And you go down and you find which event it is. There's a lot of events, but this is the one that we want to get rid of. So just click there, delete, 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 backspace, backspace, backspace till there's nothing there. Hit enter, and now it's gone. And the trouble is, if you try to delete it over here, then if you delete it over here, then over here you've got the name of a method that doesn't exist, and then it's all messed up. Then to fix that is just really hard. Let's see what happens. I'm going to double click this, and then so we see it there. We see it there, but I'm going to go back over here and try to delete this and see what happens. Okay, now what? Boom. Oh, now what do I do? Ugh. Can't do anything. We're screwed. So you got to do all kinds of stuff. Can I just get rid of it here? Does that work? That might have worked. I guess it did work. What do you know? Yeah, it did work. So yeah, you have to go in and delete it out of the designer here, I guess. All right, so that's how you do it. All right, so any other questions? Okay, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.